How's it going, everyone? I want to do a used Honda snowblower buyer's guide for 2022. Uh, Prices have changed, all this inflation and whatnot. So I just wanted to go buy this and hopefully nobody gets ripped off when buying a used Honda snowblower or any snowblower. But I'll just go through a few things to look for just to help you guys when buying a used snowblower. I bought two used snowblowers. This one was a 928 I bought used. It's a 2018. The other one was a 2013. The Trax I bought used. And I've had good luck. So I'll show you what to look for. Before actually going there, I would ask the owner. You'll see a serial number here. You can he'll give you the serial number, or sometimes it's in back you'll see a serial number as well. Ask him for that. You can call Honda and read off the serial number, and they'll actually give you the year of the snowblower if they don't know, or they could be lying. They could say this is a brand new one and it's not. It's a 2018. So just something to know. You know you don't want to get ripped off. Another thing to look for, bring a flashlight with you too if you go. You can check the chute, see how much wear there is. This guy said he only used it a handful of times, which I believe him. Check the inside of here as well. He had a paved driveway just like mine, so there was no real use. If it's gravel, it's going to be eaten. The paint's going to be eaten totally. Check the black skid bars you'll see at the bottom. Make sure there's no wear. So, if it's not adjusted properly, the skid shoes, it'll just wear right through that. And then it'll wear the bucket, which is going to cost a shit ton. Make sure there's no cracks as well. Check the auger teeth. Make sure it's not rounded. If it's rounded, that's a good indication. He was eating, when he was using it, it was eating concrete. You can check these. Make sure they're not free. If they're free, it means a broken, shear pin and shear bolt. Check that as well. Ask the owner if he's the original, owner. Ask for a manual, because these come with a manual. Ask also if it has a toolkit, because when you buy a new snowblower, Honda, it comes with a toolkit. Neither of my snowblowers came with one, so it usually comes with a spark plug wrench, extra shear pins. Nice to have. The manual is a must, though. Ask for that. My 1332 didn't come with a manual. This one did. So, also check the tires. Make sure the tires aren't dry rotted. There's no rot, indication of rot. Same with the, tracks. Make sure there's no cracks or rot. Another thing to check is the oil. You want to make sure this isn't pure black. Usually that's an indication that they never changed it. You can see I'm good there. It's nice. I just changed it last season. You want to make sure too if it has an electric, starter. This is like a car starter pretty much, but you can, plug it in just to see if it starts. If it's one of those, my 1332 is the electric starter. Make sure it works. Make sure it starts up. This has the battery. The battery was actually bad on this one, so I had to replace it. It was like $90, which isn't too bad. Very easy to install. But that's something to note. You can bring a voltmeter and check it if you wanted to. Just take this off the cover and check the volt on it. I bought a battery tender just for this one. Another thing to check, take this cap off, check the inside of the gas. You'll see rust if it's really bad. It's another indication. Have the machine run. Make sure the auger and the drive work. Go back, forward. Even if it's track or wheels. Make sure the engine sounds all right. It's not sputtering or anything. You don't want to do carb cleaning. Make sure this comes with the snowblower comes with the clear bar. It's good to have. It's cheap, but you want to make sure when you're paying that much money, it has that. Make sure the lights are good as well. Look for any rust. That's a big indication it was left out, neglected. You don't want that. Might as well just wait for like a good opportunity to buy. I bought this at a good price. The guy had to move. He was moving down south and he wanted quick cash, so I bought it. And you can check all the linkages too, just to make sure nothing's missing. You'll see cables here and there. Just make sure there's no cables missing. There's no rust or anything as well. Check the joystick. These tend to go sometimes. The electric joystick, it has to be on in order to use it, but make sure that's working as well. Another thing to check is the skid shoes. These ones actually have primary and secondary, so backups. But make sure it's not like all the way to the ground. Then it would start eating the auger, and you don't want that. There's a certain depth you want when you adjust it, just so it doesn't eat the auger and eat the housing. The housing's expensive, so that's another thing to check. What you could do too is definitely bring a flashlight with you. Maybe bring someone more knowledgeable than you. If you don't know too much about snowblowers, bring like a friend that's a mechanic or something, just to be there, you know. And these are hydrostatic machines. The HSS, you can't really find the reservoir, but the older ones, like my 1332, has a reservoir, so you can take off. There's a screw cap, and then look inside. Just make sure there's liquid in there. These you don't. I think it's just they did that on purpose, just so you don't have to check on the newer ones. But yeah, just make sure the wheels work too. Same with tracks. Sometimes the shafts break. That would be an expensive fix. So just be careful of that. These usually go for, the 928s right now on, Craigslist in my area and Facebook Market. They're going for United States is 2,000, to, I see it like 2,800, sometimes $3,000 for the 9s. The 1332 I saw last year, I saw one for, it was actually in really good shape too. I think 5 hours on it for $1,800, which is a steal. And they go up to like $4,000. It's crazy because there's a lot of shortages on Honda, this year. So a lot of people are trying to make the money. And yeah, check the light too. There's an LED light there. Make sure that's working. The light bulb will go out sometimes. Just minor things. Just look for rust too. Ask the owner too if he's the original owner. That's another thing. You want to make sure he's the original. If he's not, he's just flipping it. Check where he lives too. Maybe he's storing it outside. He doesn't care. Gravel driveways, that's going to do some damage, especially on the, the paint and the auger housing. You'll see chips and all that. This guy had the same thing as me, a paved driveway, so it was perfect. Make sure there's no bolts missing as well. You'll just walk around the machine, make sure there's no bolts. Maybe ask the guy where he parks it over off season. Then you can check like if there's any oil, or ask him even if there's oil that is leaking or anything leaking. The gas is leaking. You don't want to, deal with that if there's any broken seals or something, especially paying that much money for used. It'll be a headache. But yeah, these are just some things I wanted to note. And they're expensive. I mean, brand new, they're like $4,000 machines. And used, they're going for like $2,000, $2,500, sometimes $3,000 because of the shortages. So just wanted to make people aware of some of the things to look for. Just check the hydrostatic, make sure it shifts up and down. That's one thing to check as well. Make sure it starts. It should start first pull. There's a backup starter on this, so that's pretty cool. You could even start it with that and then turn it off and then start it with the battery just to make sure everything works. But it's good to note, and just visually inspect it as best as you can too, just to make sure. Check the carburetor or the muffler, see if there's any really bad rust. But all right, guys, just wanted to make this video to help people. It's almost snowblower season, so this could be for anything, pretty much, errands or anything, if you're checking out snowblowers. Also, ask for the manual, like I said, and ask for extra shear pins. Usually they come with shear pins, and there's a kit that comes with this snowblower. I don't have either of the kits, but it usually comes with a spark plug wrench and extra shear pins, so that's good to have. Well, thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope I helped you guys if you're planning on buying a used Honda snowblower. Take care.